Hey guys, it's Lauren with Sweet Home Sewing, and I just kind of wanted to check in. I got my, if you're not on my Facebook group or whatever page, I've been sewing almost all day today. Anyways, I got my jelly roll braid bag done, and I ended up not doing the blue or the purple on the edges because when I went to kind of lay it out, I didn't like it, so I did my darker. But y'all, look at this bag. Is this not the cutest? And I did the boxed corners, so I need to poke that out a little bit more, but that way it stands up. There's my straps, and then the inside is just, I didn't put a pocket in here. I was really ready to get it done. I was excited. There we go. But like, it stands up on its own. I love it. It's so cute. I was hoping to get it ready. Once I got the middle part done, it went by really fast. What I'm going to try to do next time, so one thing, I love Kimberly, don't get me wrong, she wastes fabric, and that I just can't, oh my gosh, I'm so like anal. So before I even started quilting, I had to cut this off of my strip. I had to cut this off. Then after I got it quilted, I had to cut this much off. This was painful because now I'm like, what am I going to do with these? These were really, really painful to cut all that off. So next time, I'm just going to cut it maybe an inch bigger than what it needs to be, and then it should be okay. So I'm not cutting as much off. If I have to, it's just like a half an inch or a quarter of an inch, something like that. Victoria. So I hate wasting that, because I'm like, oh my gosh, I didn't have to use all of those strips. Like it could have been a lot shorter, but it still turned out so cute. Am I lining my bag up? This is the first bag I have ever made. So up around here is not perfect. It looks good though. I did forget, I pressed, so I sewed it all around, left a 6-inch hole so I could turn it inside out. I forgot to put my straps on. So instead of doing the whole thing, what I did was I just, while it was still sewn together, I just pulled the part where it needed to be, and they look even. So they may be off as hair, but they look pretty even, so I'm happy about that. But it turned out, y'all, it turned out so stinking cute. I cannot wait to take this to church, and I love that taupe color with it. I think it just really makes the other colors stand out, and then the green inside to me looks real pretty because of the green in here. So I think it stands out really, really nice, and I am very happy with it. Okay, next thing, I got one of my tree skirts done, the one from my stepmom, bonus mom. The Bargello, if you can see, I just kind of did one quilt line above, and then my bias binding, and then my tie. I could have used red. I didn't use red. I was like, whatever, it's not, she don't care. I did go very slow and take my time on that right there. On the very so I made one big continuous piece of bias binding, and then I had, actually this is all I had left over after I trimmed these out to about 18 or 19, but this is actually like bias tape, and I just what's the word I'm looking for, I just kind of put that in the middle. And matter of fact, this isn't all the way down. This is, but then it kind of, this was a pain. Doing the middle section was a pain. It's not perfect, but it'll go around the tree and nobody's gonna see it. But anyways, and all I did was I opened this back up and folded it in, and then folded it back over to where my bias tape, and then just did a couple of little, I did a forward stitch and a back stitch, and then I just did one stitch all the way on this end to close that up, and then that's it. I did that on both of my ties. So, and I did slow and steady, so I did not get a wavy line. But this quilt, this tree skirt is done. Y'all see that? Yeah. And then this is what the back looks like. You can kind of see the little. So, and this was a kit, and it came with the backing and all that. My mom's is going to be next, because all I have to do now with hers is cut her bias binding, trim it up. And so now the outside of it, the bottom of it, I did not sew it, because you're supposed to sew around, there's like a dotted line, and you're supposed to sew that and then cut on the outside. I did not do that, because last time I did that I messed it up, and some of my rectangles down here, you could barely see them, some were big. So I just went around and just did it as even as I could. And then I did follow, because you can lift these up here. You can lift these up and see the dotted line, and then I just kind of did the dotted line. Doesn't have to be perfect, because the binding is going to hide it, and then it's going to be under the tree anyways. So it's not going to be perfect. It doesn't have to be perfect, but it'll be close enough. So, but one down, 3 to go. And tomorrow I may work on my mom's. If not tomorrow, hopefully this weekend. But I'm going to try to get it done tomorrow. This one I had to actually do the quilting on that round. I had to do all of this quilting. I had to do all of that, and then the binding. My mom's has the little outside quilting on there, so all I have to do is the binding and trim it up. So hopefully I can do that tomorrow evening and get that one done, and then I can quilt my sisters and then sandwich my stepsisters. But I ended up, I got this done last night, and then I went ahead and sewed these, because all this is you would open it up and it's one long piece, and you just fold it up. I sewed these pieces onto here, and then this morning I came in here after we did school and pressed everything and then started getting it together. I did use these little markers on the foam. They're the, I don't know, these markers here. I got these off of Amazon, and I did mark all of my grid lines, because my little sometimes my little arm, it does good, but sometimes I kind of get off, so it helps me more to mark. And those right there, as soon as this gets wet, and plus you can't see because it's inside. I did on the inside of the foam, and you can't see it because of the lining, and plus when it gets wet it'll come off, because those are water soluble. But I did mark all of my lines. I think they were like a 1.5 inches, something like that. So that's what these are. That's I loved, like I said, I love the crisscross, and that's like my favorite. And I like the size. I like the 1.5. So anyways, I love my bag. I can't believe I finally made it. It was so simple. So if you've never made a bag before, and you have worked, or even if you haven't worked foundation paper piecing, it's not hard. It just takes just a little bit to get to know it, but it's really easy. I am going to try to do this next time without foundation paper piecing. It should be really easy, honestly, because all you need is this to start out with, and then you just go. So it shouldn't be that hard. Hold on, I want to measure something. So that would be 9 inches. Okay. So anyways, I would say this is very beginner friendly. Very beginner friendly. I had never made a bag before, so this is my first, and it was easy. Like I said, this took more time to do, but everything else, I got it done within an hour, hour and a half max, maybe. I mean, it took me a little bit of time to do the quilting on it. But it's easy. Like, it's so easy. Like, once that quilting was done, it goes together pretty quick. Don't forget your straps, like I almost did. And the strapping material, they have it at Fat Quarter Shop, but I also saw that they have it, I don't know if it's as thick as this, but they have it on Amazon, and I have several people wanting me to make them a bag. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to order a roll, and I know it's on Fat Quarter Shop for 3 yards. It's this stuff right here. For 3 yards, at 1 inch, it's $3 and something. There was a roll, like, I forget how many, it's a big roll. It may be like 12 yards or something for like $7. So, and I don't have enough of this. Oh yeah, I do. I have enough to do one more bag. The straps will be a little shorter, about an inch, but I would have enough to do one more bag. But her video, I'll try to link it down in below, and then I'll try to link the pattern down below. And but it's a really fun bag. And the Bargello tree skirt, I got that last year after Christmas at Shabby Fabrics, and I got it on sale. I don't know if they have any more of this fabric, but they do have more quilts, like tree skirt kits that come with all of the fabric, and they give you more than enough, so that's nice. So anyways, I just want to jump on here and give y'all a little update. I have been sewing my little heart out today. I got my bag done. I got one tree skirt done, and I feel very accomplished today. Very accomplished. Next, like I said, I'm going to work on my mom's tomorrow. I'm just kind of taking my time. That way I can get them done. I'm hoping to make at least one of my tree skirts that I'm wanting to make. Because I have that fig tree and that scalloped one. I'm hoping to make that one. And then I got to figure out what I want to do with my granny square, with my Christmas fabric, because I would love to put that on my couch this Christmas. So, I need to figure out what I'm going to do with that. If I may go ahead and just quilt it and do like the grid, the diagonal grid. I think that would be pretty, especially with all the little lines on it. But I may try to, if I do that one, I may try to do my little, the thing where you crease it. I forget, what are they called? I don't even remember what they're called. Whatever, this thing right here, where you crease it real good. I may use that, and try to use my arm and just like my little spacer arm on here, and just go very slow. And I need to change my foot before I forget. I had my binding put on, but that way I won't mess it up. So anyways, I hope y'all have had a wonderful Thursday. Tomorrow is Friday, because we only do 4-day school weeks, and I get to sleep in the morning, don't have to worry about school, and I'm gonna go visit a friend tomorrow, so we're excited. I went to the shelter yesterday because Stella went and got fixed. Well, they're looking for people to come to the shelter to spend time with the dogs, to walk them. So next week sometime, me and my daughter, I was going to go talk to them yesterday, but they were closed. They're closed on Wednesdays. So they told me come by anytime, and they'll always take volunteers. So me and her are going to volunteer at the animal shelter to help with some of the dogs and the cats. Because if I could, I would take them all home with me, but I can't. We are at capacity here. So I'm excited that maybe we can make a little difference in these little precious animals' lives. I'll have to let y'all know how that goes. So I may try to make a video if they let me. I don't know. We'll see. But I may have to take y'all onto that new adventure for me and Cadence. But I think it would be good for her to teach her to do for others without getting anything in return. To give and to just donate her time and to do something. Just do something good for somebody else without expecting anything in return. That's what I really want to show her, is it's better to give and it's better to do things for others than not to get anything back. Don't expect things back. It's better to help and give. And so anyways, I am looking forward to that, honestly. So I'll have to let y'all know how that goes. And I have got, those are my gray hairs. Look, it's like shining bright. Anyways, okay guys, well I'm gonna get off here. I am tired. I'm gonna make sure my daughter is in there cleaning, and I am going to go to bed. So I will see y'all soon. I hope y'all had a wonderful day. Bye guys.